China Glaze didn't release a Halloween collection, so I decided to make one for them. So out of my collection of 700 and something or another bottles of China Glaze nail polish, I pulled out some of my favorite polishes from the brand to like curate my own Halloween collection. Usually China Glaze Halloween collections are like 6 polishes. I could not keep it down to 6. I think I have 7, maybe 8. So yeah, if you want to see what the... Ooh, I didn't come up with a name. The China Glaze didn't do it, so I did it for them Halloween collection for 2025. Yeah. Actually gonna start this with a polish that like I immediately thought I was going to put in this, and then as I pulled it out and swatched it, I decided that I was not in fact gonna keep it. But because I swatched it out, I do want to talk about it in this video. So first up we have China Glaze's Don't Let the Dead Bite. This is one of like their all-time most popular Halloween polishes. You can see from like the swatch here as well as like the color of the bottle, this is like a brain colored kind of thing. It's like a pinky red, and then the glitters are all very like tannish, silvery, a little pinky. When this originally came out, it was actually like a beigeish base color with red glitter, and all of the glitters in this polish bled really badly. This is a super hard to find polish. I have to assume that since the glitters are no longer even remotely red toned anymore, that I have to imagine like this is like the final form of the polish, and I have to say I don't like it.
Thanks, I hate it.
I swear in just like the past handful of years of having this polish that the color has changed a little bit. So I just wanted to pull this out as, you know, the glitters bled really badly. It's not as nice as it used to be. If you do in fact want like a beige with red glitters that looks like this used to look, Moonshine Manny, shocker, does in fact have a polish in their Project Dupe It series that does actually look like this polish looked originally. I do own a bottle, and I've owned that one since I think 2020, and there's no glitter bleeding issues. Going in alphabetical order, the first one up is Bump in the Night. I don't rightly recall when this was originally released. I feel fairly confident it probably was a Halloween release when this one first came out. This is a pitch black textured nail polish. And like, I feel like a black textured nail polish, or really any texture polish, is fantastic for Halloween. I have had this one for quite a while. It is pretty thick. I did end up adding thinner to it when I was doing my swatches because I realized just how thick it had gotten. This has always been a 1 coater on me. It is currently still a 1 coater. I did use 2 coats for the video here because I do find that in 1 coat it chips pretty easily. Because this is a textured nail polish, you obviously don't want to add top coat to it, but I do find that adding a really thin top coat to textured nail polishes do help them last a little bit longer. I really like texture polishes. I feel like this is a fantastic one for Halloween. I will forever be mad at you. I'm talking to you, the person who doesn't like textured nail polish. It's your fault why I don't get more of these.
I offer the following heartfelt sentiment. You can all suck it!
Although Sally Hansen did just release a bunch of textured nail polishes earlier this year, so shout out to Sally for that. But I feel like people just do not like textured nail polishes, and you're really missing out. Like, this is just such a weird, creepy textured nail polish. If you had liked Essie Belugaria, but you didn't like how like thick and kind of tar-like on the nail that was, if you use this, you won't have any like holographic glitter like the Essie polish does, but this is a really good black textured nail polish if you just want like some grit and texture on your nail. The next polish up is China Glaze's Fortune Teller. This one originally released in 2009 for Halloween. It was an exclusive to Sally Beauty. My least favorite thing about the 2010s eras of mainstream brands were just the sheer amount of store exclusives.
It was a living hell!
Fortune Teller is a black jelly polish that has a mixture of orange, white, black, and I think silver hex glitters in a whole variety of sizes. This one is just very... I'm gonna call it nasty looking on the nail, but I mean it in a good way. It's just a very ugly polish. The black jelly base is also surprisingly opaque. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call it a straight 1 coater, but it's surprisingly close. And even though that the base is so dark, I don't find that like I have trouble seeing the glitter on the nail. Because this was a store exclusive from 2009, this will be a bit harder to find online. I feel like I remember seeing this on eBay recently for like 30 bucks, which is a little bit expensive.
Trash.
But I really feel like this is a really good Halloween color. Although I will fully admit, because all of the glitters in here are like metallic hexes, I do often wear this with a holographic top coat. This is just a really fun, like spooky black nail polish. I feel like you could wear this with any kind of Halloween costume, or you can wear it any time of year. I feel like all the times that I've actually worn this, I don't think I've ever worn this for Halloween, funnily enough. I don't think I have.
Lies! The lie!
And now we have China Glaze's Glitter Goblin. This was originally released in the 2012 Halloween collection that was called Wicked. I pulled this one out because I wanted like a little bit of holographic bling for this collection. So for Glitter Goblin, this is a clear jelly base that has silver metallic and then silver holographic hex glitters. It is sheer enough in one coat that you can actually use this one as a topper. I always personally just wear it built up in 2 to 3 coats depending on how I'm feeling that day. For the live swatch, I'm going to be showing it built up in 3 coats. The Wicked collection was another really fun Halloween collection from China Glaze. You know, it's kind of funny. When I was originally pulling these polishes out, I wasn't specifically trying to pull out things that were only from China Glaze's Halloween collections, but I feel like I pulled out things that were only from the Halloween collections. Oops. This is a really fun glitter from China Glaze, and I am forever glad that China Glaze solved their glitter bleeding issues by the time this one came out. I do think that for Glitter Goblin, you should actually still be able to track this one down fairly easily. I forgot to say this at the start of the video, but I will link some places in the description box where you can pick up China Glaze polishes, specifically older China Glaze polishes, at a fairly good discount. Also coming from 2012, we have China Glaze's Jaded. This is a glitter crackle nail polish. So this one actually was not originally released for Halloween, but I feel like this kind of lime green color, I feel like this suits my purposes as like a crackly slime kind of vibe. I'm fairly confident this originally came out in the spring of 2012. The release of this came out and was like a whole collection of glitter polishes that were also crackles. I feel like crackle is another really fun finish for Halloween. I mean, I wear it all year round, but I feel like if you're not like a huge crackle person, I feel like you can mess with a crackle for Halloween. So for Jaded, is this jade green? I don't know, I feel like this is the color green of like peridot, like the gemstone, but I feel like this particular tone works well for Halloween as well. I love crackle nail polishes with all of my heart. Out of all the mainstream brands that were doing crackle nail polishes in this 2010s time period, there weren't that many that actually did this kind of glitter finish, at least not that I am aware of off the top of my head. I feel like all of my crackles from the 2010s are all either like metallics, shimmers, creams, and China Glaze came out with some really fun glitter ones. This next polish is actually like the newest polish that I pulled out from China Glaze. This one is called Little Green Invaders and it's from the Extra Stellar collection from 2021. I think this might have been the last like really good China. Let me fact check that before I make things up. Was that the last really good Halloween collection?
Say, hold up, wait a minute.
Okay, I just fact checked myself. Extra Stellar was, in my opinion, the last really good China Glaze Halloween collection. This collection had a whole variety of colors, a whole variety of finishes. Was it the most Halloween-y collection China Glaze has done? No, it has not. It was very like sci-fi vibes, but it was still better than Vain Villains.
I said what I said!
I hated that collection so much. Anywho, so for Little Green Invaders, I'm not 100% sure if this is a green shifty shimmer or a green multi-chrome. Whatever the case may be, this one has a green to red to kind of like a brownish color shift. If this isn't a shimmer, it's definitely in the duochrome family. It's a really fun color. The kind of green to red shift in here, I feel like it's kind of like a bronzy, reddish, brownish color, so it doesn't feel Christmassy in my opinion. Like it feels very like fall, Halloween color story appropriate, and it's just a really fantastic polish, really good formula as well. For this next polish, I pulled out Something's Brewing. This was originally released in the Ghouls Night Out collection from 2015. It is a chunky glitter topper. For Something's Brewing, this one has a mixture of black and green matte hex glitters in a variety of sizes. This is a really like pale lime green. These glitters honestly look like they should glow in the dark, but they don't glow in the dark. But like, I feel like this would be a really cool thing to glow in the dark. In this like 2015 time period, China Glaze came out with quite a few chunky glitter toppers. And I feel like because the glitters in these are so big that I feel like a lot of people did not really like love them. as someone who loves them a chunky glitter topper, I was all over these. But man, I really miss like the days of brands coming out with these chunky glitter toppers. I was talking all that talk about China Glaze, and I just double checked on my thumb. I don't see any issues with bleeding just for the base. The base still looks pretty clear. So yay! So remember how I was talking about glitters bleeding? For the final polish, we have Rest in Pieces. This used to be a white glitter topper, but now unfortunately it's more of like an ambery color base. Even though that the glitters have bled a little bit into the base, I do still find that this on the nail, it looks fairly similar to what it looked like in 2015. Was it 2015? No, 2014 when this was released in the Apocalypse of Color collection. This is a polish that I have worn this quite a few times. I've worn it on its own, I've worn it as a topper. I tend to lean fairly strongly on really liking this one on its own. I find that since the base now has this kind of ambery color, I only really like it over either really dark colors or like oranges and gold. But for the glitters in here, this is a really fun glitter mix. You have a variety of sizes of black hex glitters. You have kind of these coppery, goldy, kind of like large bar glitters. And then there's also kind of like either gold or copper hex glitters in a variety of sizes, as well as in both holographic and like just regular metallic. I actually would love to own a bottle of something similar to this without the kind of tinted base, just to open up the ability to wear it over other colors some more. I will say though, for the larger black hexes in here, I always have to kind of fish for them a little bit. They don't really want to come out of the bottle super well. But those really big bar glitters in here come out super, super easily. And I know some people really don't like bar glitters. And to those people, I say to you,
Shut your stupid ass up.
I don't know. I feel like bar glitters, they have their haters, yes. But I feel like a season that's good to wear bar glitters, I feel like Halloween's it. I know when I first started seeing polishes of bar glitters, I wasn't absolutely in love with them. I like them for like the weird spooky Halloween factor. I admit the black ones do look kind of like hair, but for these kind of metallic-y ones, I just don't see hair. But I feel like this is a really fun polish. I don't think it's like the most Halloween-y like color story wise, but I feel like this is just like a fun pop of color, and I could not do a collection that I curated and not have something that was like gold adjacent. Okay, this was actually a really fun video to do. I will fully admit I had thought originally that I would be like kicking into full swing on getting into my favorite polishes thing, but as it turns, I'll put a picture here of all of my pink swatch sticks. So everything on that top row is all of my pinks. And then this is the swatch stick wall for those of you who didn't see it before. All the way down there. It was really daunting trying to go through all of those to try to find like absolute favorites. So I will admit I am procrastinating a smidge on the full-on color series because going through 7,000 swatch sticks is honestly kind of scary. So I would love to know what everyone thought of this little collection that I made. Let's get some conspiracy theories going on why the hell we haven't seen a collection from China Glaze this entire year. I remember prior to the rebrand, they had said there was some kind of manufacturing issue on Instagram, like to a comment or something. I remember seeing a screenshot of that last year, but I don't know what's going on this year. And honestly, I wonder how much of us not seeing a collection from China Glaze is due to finances. I know China Glaze has a really large parent company, but I feel like it's a little bit strange that two brands that are both under that parent company umbrella, which is China Glaze and Salon Perfect, that we haven't seen collections from them this year. I was on Salon Perfect's PR list, was that last year? Last year, the year before? I was on in the past. I was on the Salon Perfect PR list in the past, and one thing I noticed about their PR list is that they were really seem to be leaning very heavily towards on like press-on nails and gel polish, and they weren't releasing as much like nail polish stuff. I know in the local Walmarts over here, the Salon Perfect displays are gone. And that's concerning. Here in the States, Salon Perfect is exclusive to sold in store at Walmart. I haven't been able to find my Salon Perfect plumping gel top coat, both in store as well as on the Walmart website, in months. It's still available on the Salon Perfect website. So again, I don't know. I wonder heavily how much of the lack of nail polish that we're seeing from both China Glaze and Salon Perfect, how much of it is due to the tariff situation. I don't know. I'm not a tariffs expert. I just know that, you know, the state of things right now is kind of shit. That's all I know. I would love to know everyone's thoughts on what's going on with China Glaze. If you work for China Glaze and you're logged in on your alt account, you know, drop some information. We're curious. If you want to slip into my DMs and slip some information to keep it on the low, let me know.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Again, I will have links in the description box of places where you can pick up China Glaze. I'll also have my China Glaze playlist linked in the description box if you're curious about like my top favorite China Glazes, past reviews, yada yada yada. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Thank you to the channel members for actually telling me that I should in fact do this video. I wasn't sure if I was going to do one, but they told me to do it, so I did it. If you want to sign up for my channel memberships and come join us for the exclusive live streams for Shenanigan tiers or higher, there's a link for my channel memberships in the description box. We have a lot of fun there, but you know, it gets rowdy. So just thank you so much, channel members, for just like all of the support and the nonsense. Really greatly appreciate it. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely week, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!